What if I told you that the more available you are, the less desirable you become? There's a psychological trick that can flip this dynamic completely, where he starts chasing you even when you're not around. It's called the mirage technique, and once you master it, you won't have to second guess how to hold his attention, because desire, it's not about being in his face, it's about being in his mind. Stick with me, because in the next few minutes you'll understand why being a mirage is far more powerful than being a mirror. If this is hitting something deep for you right now, pause for a second. Ask yourself, where am I being too accessible? Where am I giving too much away too soon? If you want to go deeper into the psychology of attraction and learn the step-by-step of being that unforgettable presence in someone's life, drop a comment below. I read every one of them. There are two kinds of women. One is the woman a man really enjoys being with. He laughs with her, feels a connection, and the chemistry is strong. It's a great date. She's interesting, smart, funny, like a dream. He loves spending time with her. And then there's the other woman, the one he can't stop thinking about once she's gone. It's not because she's less fun. In fact, she might be even more. But when she's not around, something shifts in his mind. She becomes a lingering thought, a question that hasn't been answered, a tune playing in his head while he drives, works, or falls asleep. She isn't just a memory, she becomes a kind of presence, even when she's not there. The first woman might get a text a day or two later saying, "Hey, I had a nice time." But the second woman makes him check his phone again and again, wondering why she hasn't written. He reads their messages again, trying to figure her out. Today I won't teach you how to be a perfect date. I'm here to help you become the second woman. What if I told you that feeling of "I gave it my all but he still lost interest" isn't a failure, but the result of following the wrong plan, a plan passed down to us over time, but one that doesn't work anymore in the world we live in now? What if being overly kind, always around, and too open was actually what made the attraction disappear? Think about it. Why are we drawn to books or movies that have mystery? Why do characters who are layered and unpredictable stay in our thoughts longer? It's because our minds, especially a man's mind when it comes to attraction, aren't designed to fully appreciate what they already know they have. They're wired to go after what they feel is valuable. And in the world of attraction, value is measured in one very unique way: uncertainty. What you're about to learn isn't just about tricks to seem hard to get. That's surface level stuff. What we're diving into now is much deeper. It's a psychological method I call the mirage effect. A mirage looks real, like an oasis in the desert, but it's just out of reach. When you're there in person, you're like that oasis, refreshing, full of life, real. But when you're not there, you must become the mirage, a picture in his thoughts that keeps pulling him back, making him wonder, making him curious. Not because you need him, but because he feels a strong desire to know if what he felt was real. Are you ready to stop being the easy-to-read, always-there woman? Are you ready to be the thought he can't shake off? If yes, keep listening. What I'm about to share can truly shift everything. The first thing you need to know is this: for someone to miss you, they must first be allowed to feel your absence. This situation may sound familiar. You had a real spark with someone. You both talked for hours. You laughed, made eye contact, and felt that special connection. You left feeling like it had real potential. You were your true self, open, real, warm, even vulnerable. Then suddenly, nothing, or maybe just a dry response. Messages take longer, replies are short. You feel his interest slowly fading, and you're left confused. Then the worrying starts. You begin asking, did I say something wrong? Was I boring? Did I mess it up? You go over every tiny moment in your head until it drains you, and the worst part is, it makes you feel bad about yourself. But here's the truth. The answer doesn't lie in zooming in and examining everything you did under a microscope. The answer is in zooming out. looking at the bigger picture. Maybe you didn't do anything wrong, maybe you were just too right. By following an old rule book, you became too open, too easy to reach, too fully present. Without knowing it, you removed one of the most important parts of attraction, the mystery, the feeling of wanting to chase. Think of yourself like a movie. If you reveal every twist, the ending, and all the best parts in the first 10 minutes, why would anyone stay to the end? Even if the preview was great, the whole experience feels over too fast. That's how attraction can work. If you offer everything too soon, it's like showing the credits before the story even starts. This message is here to help you change that story. I promise, if you keep listening till the end, you'll not only understand why men often pull away just when things start getting serious, you'll also learn how to turn that space into your strength. You'll learn how to leave just enough silence not to be forgotten, but to fill his thoughts with you. You'll learn how to control not just when you're there, but how to use your absence in a way that keeps you on his mind. That very space becomes your superpower. We'll explore one of the biggest ironies in dating today. In a world where everyone is always online, always reachable, real influence comes from knowing when to pull back on purpose. I'll explain why being an open book can lead to being skimmed over, and how to become the kind of woman whose story he's dying to read more of. The mirage effect isn't a trick, it's a new way to think about your own value. And it all starts with understanding something very old about how men think. Something that's been right in front of us all along. To really get the mirage effect, we have to understand how a man's brain works. It's not always a straightforward place, but one thing is clear, it's powered by a very old instinct that we often ignore. For thousands of years, the male brain wasn't designed for modern love, filled with texts and dating apps. It was built for action, for hunting, fixing problems, and winning challenges. Basically to chase a goal and earn a prize. That's the foundation, the drive to conquer. When a man is drawn to a woman, this system gets activated. She's not just someone he likes. She becomes something to reach for. Her attention, her time, her affection. That becomes the goal. Every small win along the way, a smile, a good conversation, the first time you hang out, each one gives his brain a reward chemical called dopamine. It's the same feeling he gets when he wins a game, closes a business deal, or cracks a tough puzzle. Dopamine says, keep going, you're doing well, and the prize is close. Here's where things often clash. His energy is all about the thrill of the challenge, while yours often wants connection and stability. You want to feel that the bond is real, that the ground is safe to open up. He wants to feel like he's climbing a mountain, and that reaching the top is only meaningful if the climb was difficult. So what happens when you, with the best of intentions, give him everything too early? You open up quickly, share deep feelings on the second date, make time for him constantly, always have something to say, always show how much you like him. Then, without realizing it, you hand him the map, the key, and the code all at once. You take away the challenge. The journey that was supposed to be exciting turns into a smooth ride with no adventure. Even if the view at the top is beautiful, it doesn't feel earned. And without that sense of working for it, his motivation drops. It's not that he doesn't care about you. He might even think you're incredible. But his mind, his oldest instinct, starts signaling. Goal reached, mission complete, nothing else left to unlock. And just like that, his focus drifts to the next challenge. This is when you begin to notice him getting distant. It's not something personal, it's just how his brain works. His curiosity got satisfied too soon, before deep emotional interest had the chance to fully form. The biggest mistake you can make now is believing that the answer is to give more. More affection, more time, more of your energy. But the truth is the opposite. What he actually needs is a bit less. Just enough to keep his brain releasing those little sparks of dopamine, the motivation chemical. He needs to feel there's still more to learn about you, more to reach for. You have to learn how to pause the experience right when it gets really good. That way, he's excited to come back for more the next day, because if he gets everything on day one, why would he bother returning? We already know that a man's mind is designed to chase challenges, but it's deeper than that. It's not just about whether something is easy or hard. It's about the idea of rarity, something our whole society is built around. Think about it. Why are diamonds so expensive when they're just compressed carbon? Why do people stand in lines for shoes they don't even need or pay huge amounts for one-of-a-kind art? It's not because of how useful those things are, it's because they're rare. Their worth isn't in what they are, it's in how hard they are to get. Now think about that in terms of the most valuable things you own. No, not your clothes or jewelry. I mean your time, your focus, your emotional strength, your mental energy. These are your real treasures, your personal limited editions. And just like anything that's too easy to get, if you give them away without pause, their value drops. Picture a story. Let's call the characters Laura and Mark. Their first date goes amazingly well. The chemistry is strong. They talk, laugh, flirt, it all flows naturally. Laura gets home feeling like she's on top of the world. Right away, she texts, "Just got home, that was really wonderful. You're such an interesting person. We definitely have to do this again." Mark sees the message and smiles. "That's nice," he thinks. The next morning, Laura sends another message immediately. "Good morning, did you sleep well? Hope your day goes great." Mark reads it while rushing to a meeting. He finds it sweet, but doesn't have time to answer. Later that day, Laura sends a meme that reminds her of something they talked about. Then she asks how his day has been. By evening, she's written a full string of messages. It's clear she's interested, fully present. But now, let's peek inside Mark's head. Is Laura annoying him? Probably not. Does he dislike her? Not at all. But somewhere inside, he begins to feel there's nothing more to figure out. No mystery, no curiosity.